Okay, awesome. So this is a really fun and super important topic. This tutorial we're going to talk about how to correctly upload an image to your WordPress site. And some things that we want to take into account here are that we don't want images that are gigantic and then we just resize them by changing the size within the HTML code. Google likes an image that actually fits the space that you have to work with. So let's look at that real quick. Within our blog here, um, here's some posts, whatever. We'll just click on one. And if you look down here, we really only have this much real estate from this line to here. This is where our content section is. And if you're using Google Chrome, you can right click and inspect element of a particular area that you're working on, and you can see exactly what the width is of that particular area. And here it's 596 pixels. So now that we know that, say we want to take an image and we want to put it to a site. If we want it on our site, 596 would be it. This other site that we've been working with for examples may have a slightly different size blog, but if you can get close, that's pretty good. You just don't want an image that's like 3,000 pixels wide and you're trying to serve it in a space that's only 600. If you have an infographic and it's on its own page, something like that, that's fine. You can get away with that. So if you're going to resize an image, and let's just make an image right now. Let's just say I'm just going to take a screenshot of this right here, and it's too big. It's going to be like 12,076 pixels, something like that. And so we'll take that screenshot, we'll open it up. I like to use Photoshop for everything. You can use GIMP or one of the other programs if you want to as well. But within Photoshop, let me just show you, because I think you can even get Photoshop CS2 for free now. I think they don't even charge you for it. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. You can go File, Save for Web and Devices. Let me just redo that real quick so you can see a little slower. File, Save for Web and Devices. And then here on the width, you just have to enter in the width, and we said it was 596 because we determined that by right-clicking. Google Chrome has that extension. Firefox has an extension called Firebug that you can use for that. Or you can just get used to knowing kind of what the sizes are. But if you're going to do any degree of image uploading whatsoever, you may as well learn how to use that particular extension. Anyway, so you resize here, hit enter, and look, that automatically resizes the image for you. You don't have to use a crop tool, you don't have to do anything. Just when you're saving, you go ahead and save the image with the correct size that you want. So 596 on the long side automatically kept the proportions the same as they were. So you click save here. We'll just put it on our desktop. And when you're naming an image, you wanna name it something that's going to be keyword focused. So maybe I want this image to be called website optimization or website optimization company, because that's what we're talking about. But you pick your own keywords. So we go and save that. And then we'll hide Photoshop. We don't need that anymore. And then let's go back over here and let's go ahead and upload an image to WordPress. So this is the site that we were working with before. We uploaded a theme in one of the previous videos. One thing to look at before we upload an image is in your media settings. Settings here, the tab on the left, and then down here where it says media. WordPress will automatically organize your uploads into month and year based folders. I don't really like it to do that. I just like it to be in WP images. If you're going to have a ton of content on the site and you want it to be divided that way, that's fine. But sometimes if maybe you're replacing an image with a similar one and you just want to change it a while later and you want to change it via FTP or something else, you won't be able to if you're trying to look for where that folder is. It just saves you a little time sometimes. That's one of the initial settings that I do when I set up WordPress. I just uncheck that box. Anyways, in order to upload media, you can do it one of two ways. You can go to your post, and within a post that you already have, you can click Add Media, this button here. And this editor right here, visual editor or text editor, you can actually put HTML code in here. In the visual editor, you can't. It doesn't really matter which one you're using for uploading media. So what you do is click this button here from within the post, and this is probably the easiest way to go through it. We'll go through how you add media through just the media uploader in a second, but it's essentially from this step on, it's essentially the exact same, except this one will go ahead and put it into the post. So let's find that file, website optimization. We made it 596 on the long side. We'll go ahead and upload it. Notice how I put a dash there when I created the title of this image. You don't want to have spaces in any of this stuff because sometimes they won't be read properly. They'll be read as a percentage sign or something else weird, as opposed to a dash that's always going to be read as a dash. So we do that for the alt text too, and you can vary the alt text if you want it to be a little bit different, or you can just make it the same as the title. Caption, we don't need a caption for this image, and we don't need a description for it. The alignment here, this section, this is going to be whether or not you align the image in the center of text, to the right of text, to the left of text, or no alignment whatsoever, which means that text won't wrap around it. You can mess with those settings on your own. We're going to leave it as none right now. And then the link to button. This, if you have an image that's maybe a conversion element that says click here, you can set your custom URL to be your contact page. But if you're just going to have an image within a page on a site, I like it to link to nothing. I want it to just display on the site the way it is. And there's no reason for someone to click on an image if all they're going to get is just a page that has that image itself. There's just no point. If someone wants to pin it on Pinterest, they can use the URL for which the image is on that page. If they really want to know exactly where it is, they can right click and save image as, or open image in a new tab. So there's no reason to link to an image unless you have a specific reason. That should be the default on WordPress, I'd say. But you know, I always change that to none. I don't want people navigating. I want to kind of control the flow of how people move through my sites. Anyways, here you can select. They've got some automatic thumbnail sizes for you, but we're going to go ahead and go with full size. And notice that's 596, like we set it. And then go ahead and say insert into post. And through the text editor here, you can see what that looks like. It's in the WP content folder in your uploads, and that's the name of the image, .jpg. We've got our alt tag here, automatic because we filled it out in the media uploader screen. We've got the width, it automatically determines the height, and as far as the class, that's the alignment of the image, it's none. And it's a full-size image, and WP image 6. You could take this out or leave it in. It really isn't necessary. And that's it. So we're going to go ahead and update that post that we put in there, and then we'll take a look at it, and we'll see what's going on. So that was just a basic hello world post, you know, basic WordPress post that something was in there. And look, there's our image right there. This site is so new that it doesn't have a sidebar turned on yet, but that would be what's over there on the other side. And our image fits nicely in the space that we decided we wanted to put it in. So just one more thing I'm going to cover real quick. Oh, if you're on the visual editor here, the image will look like this when you have it in there. Not a big deal. But you can kind of see what's going on. Once you've done this a while, you'll probably want to use the text editor, but up to you. Over here where it says media, this tab right here, you can add an image this way. Say you just want to add an image to your media folder and then use the URL of the image for something else at some point. You can do that. Same thing, click Add New, select your files. Let's just take the screenshot this time so we're not uploading the same image twice. And then you're going to go through essentially the same steps as you went through before. This is taking longer because it's a bigger image. So once you've uploaded this way, you can click Edit, and then that'll take you to an edit screen that looks like this. And here you can add your alt text, whatever you want, but generally speaking, once you put this image into an actual page, you add your alt text later. When we were at that post, if we had already uploaded an image, like we did previously, and you wanted to add it to the site, say this was gone, it wasn't there, and you wanted to add media, you can just click on one of the ones from your media library instead of uploading from your computer. So right here, look at that. That's the same image as before. We'll select it from the media library. It's got a title tag and alt text. You always want alt text, and you don't want spaces in between the whatever the keywords, the words that you have for the alt text. And then same thing here. Alignment none, link to none. That's just how we decided to put it in, and we didn't want to link for it. Boom, insert into post. There it is, update. And then we'll come over here and I'll just show you. Still good to go. So that's all there is to it. I mean, that's really the best practice for uploading images. And some things to keep in mind is that you don't want to upload a gigantic image for a small space. You want your images to fit. It's kind of one of the best practices for SEO and for optimizing your site.